In this video, you're going to learn how to simplify expressions involving negative exponents. This is an area that students oftentimes struggle with, so I'm going to show you some tips and techniques and tricks so that you can simplify these more easily. We're going to go through 10 examples together. You might want to try and pause the video and try some of these on your own, and of course we'll go through them together. So let's dive into the first example. We're given this expression right here. We want to simplify it, but notice we've got some numbers, we've got some x's, we've got some y's. So how do we simplify this? Well, you can think about these numbers here just like a fraction, just like what you're used to from earlier on in math. We can reduce this. We can say 3 goes in here once, and 3 goes in here 9 times. Now, when you divide and you have the same base, see this x here? What you do is you subtract the exponents. You take that numerator's exponent minus the denominator's exponent. So this would be 2 minus -1. Of course, when you subtract, it's like adding the opposite. So 2 minus a -1 is actually like 2 plus a +1, which is 3. So what we're getting here so far is we have x to the third. And then over here when we divide, again we subtract. So we're going to say -3 minus 4, which is -7. So we have y to the -7th. And then we still have this 9 in the denominator. 1 times anything is itself, so I didn't write the 1 in the numerator. And remember, when you do this rule where you're dividing right here and you have the same base and you subtract, that answer is always going to go in the numerator. Now, in this case, we notice we have a negative exponent. So on the next step, when you have a negative exponent, what that tells you is to take the reciprocal, or a shortcut, or an easy way to do this is just to move it to the other side of the fraction. So if it's negative, it's in the numerator, you'd move it to the denominator. If it has a negative exponent here in the denominator, you would move it to the numerator, and you would change that sign from negative to positive. So that's what I'm going to do right here, and this is going to equal x cubed over 9 times y to the 7th. When you simplify these expressions involving negative exponents, your final answer should just have positive exponents. That's considered the simplified form. So let's take a look at the next example, number 2 here. We've got 2x all raised to the -3rd power. We don't want that negative exponent. How do we simplify? There's a couple different ways to approach this problem. One way is you could use this rule right here where you distribute the power like that. It would be x to the m, y to the m. Or you can say I've got this negative exponent here. That tells me to take the reciprocal of the base. So I'm going to show you that method. We're going to think of this as being over 1. And remember when I said you have a negative exponent, you move that quantity to the other side of the fraction bar and make it a positive exponent. That's taking the reciprocal. So this would look like 1 over the quantity 2x to the +3 now. And then you can see we're going to use this property right here where we're going to raise the 2 to the 3rd power and the x to the 3rd power. So that's going to be 2 cubed, which is 2 times 2 times 2. That's going to be 8. And then x cubed. And notice now we've got positive exponents and we simplified it as far as we can. Let's take a look at another one, number 3 here. So for number 3, we've got this quantity here to the -2 power. So how can we simplify this? Well, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to use this rule here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that 5 is really like understood to be 5 to the 1st. Sometimes students forget that. So if you don't have an exponent, just remember it's a 1, or you can write 1. And then what you do is you take this power to a power, we multiply those exponents. So this is really going to be 1 times -2, which is 5 to the -2nd. -2 times -2 gives us x to the +4th. And 3 times -2 is y to the -6th. Okay, but remember, we don't want negative exponents in our final answer, so what can we do? Well, you can always think of something as a fraction by putting it over 1, because anything divided by 1 is itself, right? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these quantities here that have negative exponents, I'm going to move them to the other side of that fraction bar. That's taking the reciprocal. That's this rule right here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to write this as x to the 4th. That stays in the numerator, okay, because that has a positive exponent. But this 5 to the -2 is going to come down here. It's now going to become 5 to the 2nd. This is going to become y to the +6th. And then 5 squared, this is just 5 times 5, which is 25. So let's go ahead and change that to 25. And now that's our final result. Okay, for number 4 now, we have this fraction 2/3 raised to the -2nd power. So we have a couple options on this problem. We can either take the 2 to the -2 and the 3 to the -2. Okay, that would be this property right here. Or we could take a look at this negative exponent, and that tells us to take the reciprocal of the base. So I think I'm going to do that latter option. I'm going to write this as 3 over 2 now, but instead of negative 2, this is going to be positive 2. Now again, remember, if you don't see an exponent, those are understood to be 1s. And what we do is we have power to power, we multiply. So 2 times 1 is going to give us 3 to the second. And 1 times 2 here gives us 2 to the second. Of course, 3 to the second is 3 times 3, 3 twice, that's 9. And 2 squared is 2 times 2, that's going to be 4. And that's about as far as we can simplify that one. Now for number 5, this one's a little bit of a doozy here. So we were doing some easy ones at the beginning, we're getting a little bit more challenging. How would you approach this one? Well, if I was going to do it, I would just take it one step at a time. You can think of the PEMDAS if you want, like maybe try and do what's inside the parentheses first, okay, and then maybe do the exponents and then the multiplication. That's one way to approach it. Another way to look at it is we can simplify each of these fractions individually and then multiply them together. That's another way to look at it. So maybe let's do that. So this is really a 1 here, and when we divide and we have the same base, we subtract the exponents. So 1 minus negative 3 is like 1 plus a positive 3. Remember, when you subtract, it's like adding the opposite. Another way to do it, sometimes students like to do this, is they see the negative exponent, they move this to the other side of the fraction bar, and they would make this y to the positive 3. These are next to each other, that means they're multiplied together, and when you multiply, you add the exponents, so you're going to get 1 plus 3, which is 4. You're going to get the same answer either way, so do which is more comfortable for you. And then now, for this fraction, we could think about this as 2 to the first and z to the first and y to the first, and we can use that power to a power property where we multiply these exponents. So negative 3 times 1 is going to give us 2 to the negative third, negative 4 times 3 gives us positive 12, 1 times negative 3 is negative 3, and 1 times negative 3 gives us negative 3. Okay, now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just multiply the numerators together and the denominators together to combine these into one fraction. So if we do that, this is understood to be like a 1. So 1, oh, now this, maybe we should kind of rearrange this a little bit. I think this might be a little bit easier. So we're going to bring this down here, okay, and we're going to make this 2 to the positive third, right, because that negative exponent tells us to take the reciprocal, okay. Same thing with this y to the negative third. That's going to come down to the denominator, and we're going to make this y to the positive 3. This z to the negative 3 is going to come up here and become z to the positive 3. So that negative exponent, you're taking the reciprocal or moving it to the other side of the fraction. Okay, now this might be a little bit easier for us. Let's multiply horizontally across. 1 times 1 would give us 1, okay. X squared times x to the 12th would be x to the 14th. Remember, when you multiply, you add the exponents. Y to the 4th, there's no y's here, so I'm just going to bring over the y to the 4th. And then z cubed. Now notice, if you can, try to keep it in alphabetical order. A, B, C, X, Y, Z. That's a little bit easier. And then here we have, let's see, this is 2, which is like 2 to the first, times 2 to the third. That's going to be 2 to the fourth. Remember, when you multiply, the bases are the same. We add those exponents. And then over here, let's bring this y to the third along. Okay. Now, 2 to the fourth, we know that that's 16. That's 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, 4 times, right? 16. Here, when you divide, you subtract. So 4 minus 3 is going to give us 1. So same base, we're subtracting the exponents. It's kind of like 3 of these y's are canceling with 3 of these, leaving 1 left over. So let's reduce that down, and we'll just call this y. And you can see that's going to be our final result. Okay, for number 6 now, we've got this fraction. We want to simplify it, and we definitely want to get rid of those negative exponents. So again, when you see these numbers here, you can think of like what we used to do a long time ago, just reducing fractions to their lowest terms. 5 goes in here once, 5 goes into 25 5 times, we reduced it. And then here when we divide, we subtract. So you can say negative 2 minus 1 is negative 3. Another way to do it is you could say, well, I've got this negative exponent here. Let me move it to the denominator. That would become x to the positive 2. This is like x to the first. When you multiply, you add the exponent. So this is going to be x cubed down here with this 5, and then we're just left with a 1 here in the numerator. So that's fully simplified. There's only positive exponents in our final answer. Sometimes students like to do that method instead of doing the quotient property where you subtract, because sometimes you get a lot of negative numbers involved. Okay, for number 7 now, we want to simplify this. We've got these two fractions multiplied together. You've got a couple options. You could try to reduce this fraction, then multiply together. What I like to do though sometimes is just multiply it horizontally across to combine it into one fraction and then simplify from there. So let's do it that way. X squared times x cubed is x to the 5th power. Remember, when you multiply, you add those exponents. Same thing here, same base. When you multiply, you add those exponents. And then now when we divide, what do? We subtract. So 5 minus 3 is just going to be x squared. So that's fully simplified. Okay, for number 8 now, let's take a look here. We've got a fraction to a power, and we've got this monomial here to this power. How do we simplify this? Well, one way to do this is we could look at this negative. That tells us to take the reciprocal of the base. So if I flip this, that's going to be 2 over 1, which is really just 2. So we could think of this as like 2 to the 4th power. This one here, we could take the reciprocal because of this negative exponent, or we could just think of these as being to the 1st power, and a product to a power, we multiply these exponents. So this would become 2 to the negative 3rd and x to the negative 3rd. Okay, now here when we're multiplying, what do? We add the exponents. So 4 plus negative 3 is 1. 2 to the 1st is just going to be 2. And then this x to the negative 3rd, we'll just bring that along. But remember, we don't want negative exponents in our final answer. So what that tells us to do is to move it to the other side of the fraction bar and make it a positive exponent. That's like taking the reciprocal. So this is going to be 2 over x to the positive 3, and that's fully simplified. This problem here, we have 3x to the negative 2 all raised to the 0 power. Now, a lot of times students will jump right in and start doing some operations here. They see the negative exponent, and they know they want to get rid of those negative exponents. But remember, anything to the 0 power is always equal to 1. Notice this whole quantity is in parentheses. It's raised to the 0 power, so this is just going to equal 1. Now for number 10, we've got a few things going on here. We have this fraction, we have this negative exponent, we have some negative exponents inside. How would you solve this one? How would you simplify it down? Well, there's a couple different ways to do this, and there's definitely a wrong way to do it, but you have some options. So when we divide, remember we subtract the exponents. So negative 4 minus negative 2, that's like negative 4 plus a positive 2, which is going to give us 2y to the negative 2 power. Now remember, if you don't see an exponent, that's understood to be to the 1st power, and this whole thing is raised to the negative 3rd power. Now when you have a product, that means like 2 things multiplied together here, or more than 2 things. This product means multiplication. To a power, you multiply these exponents. So 1 times negative 3 and negative 2 times negative 3. So that comes out to 2 to the negative 3rd, y to the 6th. When you have a negative exponent, remember that tells us to take the reciprocal or move it to the other side of the fraction. So this is going to be y to the 6th over 2 to the positive 3rd. And we know 2 cubed is 2 times 2 times 2, which is just going to be 8. So final answer, y to the 6th all over 8, and you got it.